Okay, hero.
Hmm.
So again today, Friday.
Hmm.
What's the plans for Friday?
Nothing. I was thinking about yesterday's podcast. You
Good.
said like you've been to burial grounds
Yeah,
and you stayed there,
yeah.
but you didn't feel any. What's your mentality at that time?
I just wanted to see. I mean, I told you, right? I just wanted to have some experience with the ambience of this graveyard, and
But
if it is possible, I would like to see the ghost.
yeah,
Yeah,
but most of the time, people whenever they enter the burial ground,
yeah. Not the
they
burial ground; it's a graveyard.
yeah, it's a
Burial ground is different. Yeah.
graveyard or
Yeah,
burial ground.
yeah,
They do have like a feeling like a fear, right?
yeah. They definitely have the fear is very subjective.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are having some kind of a lot of creative brain, your fear is also higher.
Mm.
Fear give you some kind of a manifestation. You have a fear inside, but you need to have some kind of signal.
Mm.
Then you try to get that signal by figuring out some kind of ghost forms.
Mm.
Yeah, without fear you don't see any ghost form.
Mm.
It is like this. Once you watch a horror movie,
Mm.
then your brain is full of these horror elements.
Mm.
Then you try to figure it out. Try to match all the points that is already there.
Mm. Okay, you mean to say like imagination is something to do with fear, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if you have some signal, and like a horror movie, it's a kind of signal. If you don't have imagination, then you don't see anything. You are not fearful.
But if I'm not sure about this statement, but usually children have a more imagination power, right, compared to the adults.
So that's why they are super afraid of all the darkness.
Mm.
I mean, fear is something related to darkness also,
Mm-hmm.
because this we picked up as humans. We picked up from the evolution.
Mm.
So those stone ages, we don't have light.
Mm.
So during the day we have light and we can see, our eye able to see, we can see, and then we don't fear.
Mm.
So if there is no light, like in darkness, we can't see. So it's darkness is like unknown.
Mm.
Light is like a known.
Mm.
People not fearful about the known.
Mm.
People fear about the unknown.
Yeah, but
Yeah, there is a famous saying also. It's you know the famous saying
no, I don't.
about this light, darkness, and this and that.
Mm.
So it's better to fight with a known devil than the unknown angel.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I know. Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
So coming back to the imagination thing, like is it related to any memories actually? Like only the imagination is needed to get fear. Like it also deals with memories, right?
It has to mix memory and imagination has to mix with in a perfect mix. Then you become super scary or super fearful.
Mm.
And also fear is it's a protective mechanism.
Mm.
You cannot find anybody
Mm.
who is not fearful about anything.
Mm.
Fear is there in our system.
Mm.
Fear is like a protective mechanism. Let's say that you are this is a protection to your body.
Mm.
Oh, so for example, one guy is trying to jump from a 10-story building.
Mm.
So if he's not fearful,
Mm.
he may jump and he may die
Mm.
by hitting the ground,
Mm.
right? So fear is kind of a evolutionary point of view. It's like a protective mechanism. That's why humans keep it. I mean, any species keep it. Not only humans. I mean, you see the species like rabbits or the anything. Even lions are also fearful. I mean, they also become like get the fear.
Mm.
It is like a natural body protective mechanism.
Mm.
Because we have a lot of consciousness, because we have a lot of brain power.
Mm.
So then our fear is multi folded. Yeah.
Mm.
Let's say that aliens.
Mm.
So our next generation, next form is aliens, right? They're having a lot of brain power than us.
Mm.
More brain power.
Yeah, I mean,
They will have more more fear.
You can't call them as aliens, but yeah, the next generation of ours. What do you mean by that? Eh?
Yeah, I mean, next generation means like a next form.
Yeah.
So we are humans, and next form is like some
Superhumans or
superhumans, whatever. I mean, whatever it is. Alien is what is alien is like foreign to you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So next forms, if they are having more brain than us, then there are also a lot of fear inside. It is like the more you have, these also more you can get. You'll be more afraid. Yeah. It is like a diamond. If you have a diamond with you, you have to protect the diamond, right? Otherwise, you may lose it, right?
Yeah.
So that protection, or you may lose you. That gives kind of a fear. You are afraid of losing it. That is called actually fear. Yeah.
But you said like it is a evolutionary thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But imagine like if you are, for the Stone Age people, they are afraid of
Darkness. Yeah.
and animals.
Animals is a physical threat. These are like a psychological. Darkness cannot kill you, right? Animal can, a lion can kill you. So that's like a physical threat. But people more afraid about the darkness because it's unknown. Lion is unknown. So you can maybe you can survive if the lion attacks. Maybe you can kill the lion with a group of number of people. But darkness, unknown, is super afraid. Yeah. I mean, what happens after death? People are talking about all these things, Swarga, all the Naraka, hell and heaven, all these things, right? Nobody knows this one. So if anybody is super confident about he may go to or she may go to heaven, she may die also, right, today? The next step is heaven. If you know, if you definitely agree with that one from inside, or if you know that you are going to be in heaven, you may die today. Why waiting for 70, 80 years? Because nobody knows what happens after the death. This is like unknown quantum. So people are more afraid about unknown quantum than the known quantum. Yeah, you may do some battles, you may do fights, you may argue, you may do whatever the bullshit you can do with the known quantum. Unknown, nobody knows. So that's why people more afraid about unknown.
Yeah, not recently, I watched a movie.
Yeah.
Animation movie. It's called Croods. It deals about the people at the Stone Age.
Yeah.
There also it was stated that like those people are like afraid of darkness.
Exactly. And then you see the children of 1 year, 2 year age. So they are very afraid to go to a dark rooms. Why? Because they don't have any memory, right? It's like 1 year, 2 year kid. That memory is very little. But still they don't want to go to a darkness by themselves. Yeah. So that is the thing. Yeah. So.
But I have another question related to that. Not related to the children, but you said like it is dealing with memories. How come these devils and ghosts come into picture? Like,
I mean, since childhood days, we've been hearing the stories from the other fellow children or from the parents or grandparents. They will tell like if they want to tell the story very interesting, they put like this horrific element or like some interesting element. That element is called ghost. That is kind of works like a seed. So then when you are in a dark room or in the situation which having a lot of darkness, then you try to manifest this seed becomes grow. And then when it becomes a super kind of a tree, then you are then it forms one kind of a memory. And that memory stays in your brain. And then if you are after some time like 1-2 years, if you are subject to have the same kind of environment, then this memory hits you back. Yeah, that's why I know one guy. I think I told you this example. This guy is very afraid about ghosts and darkness. So whenever his family went to India and in a situation that he could able to live by himself in Sweden, in the night times. He lit all the lights. Yeah, and then but still he told me that he couldn't able to sleep the night times. And then I asked the question that okay, you light all the lighting or whatever it is. Then the ghost is coming from the neighbors' house. What will you do? I mean, it's basically there is no ghost, there is no monster exist. It is everything is there in your brain. These are also like a psychological adjustment. Yeah, in his case, it's like lightning is a kind of a psychological adjustment. Some people put like some kind of music or whole the night, and then they try to sleep just to
Yeah.
make it like a known, not like unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend like who listens to the Friends series.
Yeah,
I mean, there is a famous web series called Friends.
yeah, I know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He listens to the web series.
Mhm.
He will put it on that loop mode or whatever it is.
And then he try to sleep.
And he sleeps. That's like a everyday thing.
Yeah, exactly. So this is basically he is afraid of about this unknown stuff. I mean, sleep is a very protective mechanism. You cannot sleep when you are not when when your brain thinks this is like an unprotected mechanism. You can only get sleep when your brain thinks that your body is at a protective place. I mean, we have to do a certain episode, a separate episode on sleep. There we can discuss all the stuff about sleep. But sleep is also very related to this fear thing. When you are high forms of fear, then you cannot get sleep. It's impossible. Even though your body is tired, your brain cannot leave you in a relaxed mode. Yeah.
So, have you come across any fearful situation? Have you experienced fear?
No, I have not experienced. I experienced. I mean, in childhood days, definitely, I experienced a lot of fear.
Like after some time.
And after some time, is like one situation I can tell you is like when I was in Prague. That's like 5-6 years ago. And that in that area is a small town called Budjovaisi.
Yeah, you were in Prague and.
Yeah. It's a small town called Budjovaisi. So there I was there for a week. I was attending a conference there. At the night, we got some kind of accommodation that is a little far from the city, like maybe 7 kilometers, something like that. And at the end of the day, around 6:37, this one of the winter months there. It's become a lot of darkness. And then I want to have some kind of a beer because I got bored of the day. And I was walking towards that city in a different route. I mean, there is one road route. I mean, like where the cars and trucks go, and there is another route like a trail. I have to take the trail. I was walking, and then I went there, and then take the beers and come back. But it took me like 1 hour going, 1 hour coming, and while going is fine, but while coming back is complete darkness. And then I took the route, and then I back to my accommodation. And then one girl, I mean, my colleague was also there. She was having a smoke outside, and she told me, "Where are you brought all these beers of this?" And then I told the story, and she was trembling. And then I said, "Why you are trembling? I mean, how can you do this one? Something like that. Why it is like this?" Then she said that is the route nobody goes. I mean, there are a lot of trees. It's like a very, very old trees, and there are some drug addicts also there. This and that. She was trembling, and she was telling me all these things. Then I become like a little fear. Not while coming back, but she told me a few stories about that route. Then it become I got a little fearful. That is my most. I mean, not most. I mean, it's like this is a fearful experience. Then after that one. Then I think I can have some understanding with the fear. That is the situation made me think, what is fear, this and that. Yeah, I'm also fearful. I mean, like I'm also having some fear now and then, but not like my curve is not like a very high. It's like a very low or moderate levels. I mean, because I understand fear, so that situation made me to analyze even more. And made me understand what is fear actually. So yeah, that is my fearful. So how about your?
No, I don't have really that scary situations or fearful situations.
Yeah.
But when I was there in Kerala for some time, that time there, me and some friends were going for a trekking.
Yeah.
That's a small trek.
Yeah.
That's not a big one.
Yeah.
But we started in between the hill.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a small place to trek. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there I was slipped, and from that height, seeing that ground,
Yeah.
that's very fearful to me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a slippery place.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was about to fall, and somehow I was there.
Yeah. Exactly. And I will tell you one striking point also here. So let's say that you have your brother, right?
Yeah.
You known him since childhood.
Yes.
Because you known him means that you know what he's up to, what's been doing in his life.
Yeah.
If he suddenly behaves weirdly, then you become super fearful.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So it is not about the weirdness that he is giving you. It is about the connection between you and him. Let's say that I have, I know a girl or I know a boy. Let's say it's the same thing. My brother. If my brother does the same thing, then I become also very fearful. This is the connection between you and that person. The stronger is the connection, then you have a stronger memory. If he starts behaving very weirdly, illogically, then you become like a super fearful because you think that he went to some unknown place and he's doing something like this. Let's say that I will tell you because these coming from my personal experience. When I was in my masters. There is we've been living we got like 4 people in one room, and then second year we become like 2 or 3 people living in the one room. So one day I went to another guy's rooms, and then we were having some conversation, this and that, and then we thought that we should make some kind of a prank to one of our classmates. And then the prank is like this. So at 12 o'clock, I should wake up and I should go to a corner of the room and do some rangoli, this and that, without disturbing anybody and having some lights and this and that. But after half an hour, 1 hour, probably people get up, right? And then so the prank on them. They were super scared. So it is like this. It is the memory. It is the memory that if you become very illogically, then that will give you back the stuff. Yeah. And also you have some videos. Some people are really fearful looking the dead bodies.
Yeah. Of course, yes, of course. Yeah, related to this stuff, you said like about my brother.
Yeah.
The stronger the connection.
Yeah.
Like, my mother always was scared whenever I was flying.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, it's the same for your mother as well.
It's a mother as well, because something happened to you. She was fearing about it.
Yeah.
So fear is very protective mechanism. You should have some fear, 100%. Yeah. And you cannot be out of fear completely. It is there in your system. But you have to understand the fear.
Yeah.
So that you cannot see the ghosts and devils, and you see the situation as situation. Yeah.
But what about the hormone level, like brain level? What are the hormones you do get whenever you are fearful?
It is a full of cortisol. It's a stress hormone. It's full of cortisol. If you are, and also you can feel it because the dosage that is there, you extremely feel the fear of in your system. You cannot feel the dosage of serotonin, for example. You cannot feel the dosage of dopamine, for example. You become pleasant, you become like very happy, but you don't feel any kind of a surge in the system. But cortisol releases at high levels so that you actually feel. So that's why you get sweats. When you become happy, you don't get sweats, right?
Yep.
And cortisol is like a stress hormone. You get like a lot of sweats, and then you cannot think about any other things except that the signal for the fear. What is causing to the fear? You only think about that and related to that one. Exactly. Yeah. That's what happens in the brain, and it's not good.
Okay. It's different from anxiety.
Yes, anxiety is one level. In this kind of fearful situation, it's mixed anxiety and depression, all these things mixed, and it's a cortisol is the hormone.
What my question is like, whenever you get anxious.
Anxious is that. For example, you wrote an examination, you are waiting for the results, and the moment came, you become anxiety before getting the results, right?
Yeah.
That is also anxiety. And also you got anxiety when you are in this kind of the situation I just told you, right?
Yeah.
That also a kind of anxiety. Anxiety is signal that depends on the signal that is causing anxiety. Yeah. Anxiety is like one mechanism, but the signals can be varied, right? Yeah. Anxiety is a low level of
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Fear is like a complicated of many things. Yeah. And it shut down all other hormones, and it induces the cortisol. Yeah. Yeah. So our listening lines. So you wanna say?
Yeah, you go ahead and let me know that.
Okay. So fear is very needed, very much needed. It's like a protective mechanism to the body. And then one should understand fear. Yeah.
But I came to know like unless until you have imagination and memories, you don't get fear.
Now but you cannot be out of imagination, memories completely, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah.
So without having memories and imagination, then you don't get fear. This is like a manifestation of this memories and imagination. Let's see. I mean, one example we will tell to our listeners. This is a very simple thing. They should experiment on themselves. The experiment is like this. They just watch a horror movie without having a music, without having any sounds. Then they watch the exactly same movie with sounds. Then they see the difference. Because of the senses also, memory is coming from the 5 different senses, right? And then if you cut off one sense, then you have some holes in the memory. That is like, 60% or 70%. 70% you will be 70% afraid. If you have 100% memory from the senses, then you have 100%, you become fear about that. So this is basically senses. Yeah. And you cannot live without having senses.
Okay.
You have to have at least one sense or 2 senses. Okay. So yeah, this is understanding of the fear. So we can cut it off now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.